Existing home sales are down 3.4%. Foot traffic for home showings decreased by 24% nationally. Homeowners insurance costs are set to rise. New home inventories are pointing to price declines while higher mortgage rates are shocking the system. New home sales rise 10.7% in May. Not so fast. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to cover breaking news from the National Association of Realtors, Hedge, and much more. There's so much information to unpack here. Thank you so much for tuning in. One caveat, I'm a Florida, Georgia real estate broker, not a financial advisor. All right, let's begin. Existing home sales fell 3.4% in May. Median sales price surpasses $400,000 for the first time. Existing home sales declined for the fourth straight month to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of $5.41 million. Sales were down 3.4% from April and 8.6% from 1 year ago. At $407,600, the median existing home sales price exceeds $400,000 for the first time and represents a 14.8% increase from 1 year ago. The inventory of unsold existing homes rose to 1.16 million by the end of May, or the equivalent of 2.6 months at the current monthly sales pace. May 2022 foot traffic. Nationally, Century Lock home showings in May 2022 were down 24% year over year. Showings declined in every region: Northeast by negative 55%, the Midwest by 29%, West 27%, and the South by 14%. Rising mortgage rates and record high inflation is putting downward pressure on existing home sales. Foot traffic for home showings decreased by 24% nationally. New home inventories are pointing to price declines according to Piper Sandler from a chart sourced from the National Association of Realtors. The home price index has recently inverted with new home supply. A double whammy for consumers. Home and auto insurance rates are set to jump in tandem. There really doesn't seem to be any good news about inflation for consumers on the horizon. Now, when they receive their homeowner and auto insurance renewal contracts this year, they'll likely find their rates have risen significantly. It's hard to pinpoint exactly how much rates will increase because they vary by location, but analysts generally estimate the average increase will range between high single-digit to low double-digit percentages. That may not sound like a lot, but analysts say this is just the beginning. Some expect such increases to come each year for the next few years. So why is this important other than more financial strain that we all seem to be used to due to record high inflation? Well, higher insurance rates and HOA fees, because they have insurance too, puts downward pressure on housing prices and affordability. Not to mention property taxes are about to go through the roof. New home sales unexpectedly rebounded in May as prices plunged. Following the disappointing tumble in existing home sales, analysts expected a modest drop in new home sales in May of just 0.2% month over month. Instead, new home sales spiked 10.7% month over month, despite soaring mortgage rates. Pending home sales edged higher 0.7% in May. Pending home sales broke a 6-month skid with a slight rise of 0.7% from April. Pending sales in the Northeast accelerated 15.4% in May, the largest monthly increase among the 4 major U.S. regions. Compared to a year ago, 3 out of 4 regions, Northeast, South, and West, posted double-digit pending sales declines, while sales dropped 8.8% in the Midwest. So, the U.S. Census Bureau and the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development reported that new home sales rose 10.7% in May. The problem with this data is that it's a lagging indicator. These sales occurred before the 75 basis point rate hike in June, and many of these mortgages were procured in March and April when interest rates were much lower, making this U.S. Census report misleading. Shock to the system, higher mortgage rates slam the brakes on the housing market. Surging mortgage interest rates are slamming the brakes on the housing market. Higher mortgage rates, which climbed past 6% last week, are likely to eventually douse the relentless escalation of home prices. But their most immediate impact will be to force many homebuyers to put their dreams on hold as the cost of homeownership slips out of their financial reach. And it goes on to say, whenever you get mortgage rates moving up that fast, it's just a shock to the system. It almost paralyzes potential homebuyers, says Rick Palacio, Director of Research at John Burns Real Estate. They have to reset things so fast. Do they want to buy? Can they buy? Since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, buyers have struggled to keep up with double-digit home price increases and out-of-control bidding wars. Now, rents are also making substantial leaps. Inflation stubbornly persists. Gas prices are high. The stock and crypto market are taking a beating. And the prospects of another recession is looking increasingly likely. And the housing market is feeling the burn. Fewer buyers are submitting mortgage applications, about 15.6% less than a year ago, according to the Mortgage Bankers Association data. The number of home sales have been falling since February, according to the National Association of Realtors. Builders are also signaling that they're nervous about the economy and are slowing down new home construction. The number of housing starts dropped 14.4% from April to May, according to government data. The declines for single-family starts and declines for home builder sentiment are clearly flashing recession warnings, says Rob Diaz, chief economist of the National Association of Home Builders. Housing is a leading sector of the economy. It will typically decline before the rest of the economy, and we're seeing evidence of that now, says Diaz. It's going to be the first one to show weakness, and it's going to be the first sector to show a rebound. And it goes on to say, it's pretty eye-popping just how drastically things have changed from a year ago, says Realtor.com chief economist Danielle Hale. For home shoppers, it's a completely different ballgame than it was a year ago. Mortgage payments today are 65% larger than they were a year ago when home buyers were already grappling with the steep run-up in prices. That means home buyers today would be paying 65% more to own the same house due to higher home prices and mortgage rates. It's huge, says Hale of the increase. People are freaking out about inflation being up 8.6%. Inflation for home buyers is up significantly higher. In the last year alone, about 18 million households can no longer qualify for a mortgage due to higher rates. Others have been forced to consider much cheaper homes. Builders have already begun cutting prices, especially in communities geared toward first-time buyers on budgets. It's crystal clear that prices are adjusting, says Palacios of John Burns Consulting. So, as you can see, higher mortgage rates at such a high velocity is creating massive demand destruction, essentially shocking the market. What do you think of this data? Let us know in the comments. Okay, so today's takeaway. Existing home sales are down 3.4%, while new home sales were up 10.7% in May, but the data is lagging. Homeowners insurance rates are set to jump, causing more downward pressure on housing affordability. New home inventories are pointing to price declines, according to Piper Sandler. And finally, foot traffic for home showings decreased by 24% nationally. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that like button. I'm a Florida, Georgia real estate broker, not a financial advisor. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video.